Ladies and gentlemen, Jerome Powell is now pressurized by Donald Trump to lower the interest rate significantly because there is now economic slowdown of a significant magnitude. Let me give you the signals. And if the interest rate is coming down, that could mean a lot of things for the stock market and the bonds market. Let's watch on, shall we? So right now, Trump is mad at Jerome Powell for not lowering the interest rate, and he says that it's way too late, and I'll give you the whole story. So interest rate must fall, right? You see how angry he is. So let's watch on. These are my usual disclaimer. I'm not giving you financial advice, only for entertainment, education. Let's go. So by the way, yesterday night, I did a live stream. I fired $100,000 shots. For those who miss it, this is why you need to hit subscribe so that you won't miss the live stream. Whenever I fire those shots, I cannot keep those live streams because of regulatory sensitivity. So please do not miss my live stream, and I cannot pedal back. So please hit subscribe and the notification so that you won't miss subsequent one. And I'm armed and ready to fire more. So let's take a look at now what's happening in the economic environment. So a job report called ADP report came out, and private sector hiring in US has risen by only 37,000, the lowest in more than 2 years. So this is a good sign that now employment is now softening a lot in USA. So the private payroll increased by just 37,000 in May, below the 60,000 in April, and Dow Jones forecast was 110,000. It was the lowest monthly job total from the ADP count. So the annual pay grew at 4.5% rate and 7% for job changes, but both changed very little in April. So wages is okay, but employment numbers looks quite weak. Private sector job creation slowed to a near standstill in May, hitting its lowest level in more than 2 years as signs emerged of a weakening labor market. Payroll processing firm ADP reported. So it is significantly lower than the previous month and the forecast, and I think this is only the start. Now, in all fairness, there's another employment number statistics that are coming out in 2 days' time, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics non-farm payroll. And this is expected to show a gain of 125,000 and unemployment is steady at 4.2%. Now, if the number turn out to be less than what the Bureau of Labor Statistics forecast is, then we're going to have when we really have a employment slowdown. Now, take note that these two reports often differ and sometimes by a big margin, but these do give us a snapshot of the job picture, and a lot of economists and politicians look at this ADP number. So Donald Trump has seen those numbers by ADP report, and he's screaming and shouting and jumping at Jerome Powell. So basically, Donald Trump says that Powell must lower the interest rate. Basket, why so slow? So this is their social media output. The ADP numbers are out. Okay, too late. Powell must lower the rate. He called Jerome Powell always too late, and this is true. Jerome Powell, because he looks at data, they are backdated. So therefore, he doesn't make predictions of what is happening. So he's always backward looking, and backward looking data is always 1 to 2 or 3 months late. So as a result, it is not wrong to call him a too late Powell. So Donald Trump called him, he's unbelievable. Europe has lowered interest rate by 9 times, and size bar, the kind of thing. So he's so mad right now. And by the way, he got 37,000 likes for this post. I thought a lot of people agree with him. So as the information come out, the S&P 500 went up. Now, you might be saying, hey, Mr. Lu, job numbers are slowing down. How can the stock market go up? It can, because if the job market slow down, then Jerome Powell will have additional pressure to lower the interest rate. When the interest rate is lower, it's good for stock market. So economy and stock market doesn't necessarily sing the same tune in the short run. The NASDAQ also went up marginally. Okay. Now, as for the bonds market, the bonds market has a big uplift. So the bonds yield fall after a week data spurs hope of a rate cut. Now, if interest rate were to cut, okay, definitively, then the bonds market will show. I've been waiting for it for so long already. So the TLT yesterday went up by 1.38%, okay, and so did many other bonds market. And I think potentially it could set to go up some more, but it's hard to say, and I'll explain why later, because there's a lot of risk. So, but I understand why Jerome Powell is so reluctant. Okay, he is in a very difficult situation. He has got two mandate. One is to make sure inflation is kept at a manageable level at 2%. The other one is unemployment to be kept low. So these two conflict each other. So he is very reluctant because right now we got pressure all over. And let's take a look at it. So economic activity declines as tariff pressure prices, say Fed. So take note, right? Federal Reserve says that, hey, I know economic activity declining. By right, I should lower interest rate. But then, this ASEAN president is increasing his tariff as therefore increasing prices and causing inflation. So this one will force me to increase interest rate. So once I ask me to reduce interest rate, once I ask me to increase interest rate, so which one should I do, right? So they are really right now, trying to gather all the information and make a decision. My guess is the pressure is very heavy on the board. FOMC stands for Federal Reserve Open Market Committee. Okay, so on the point of prices, there are not just inflation report, there are other indications as well. So price increase at the moderate pace in the US, says the report. Moreover, there are widespread report of contexts expecting costs and prices to rise at a faster rate forward. So a few regions expect this increase to be strong, significant, or substantial. These reports note that firms with plans to pass on tariff costs to consumer expect to do so within the next 3 months. So in short, they expect prices to go up, okay, in the midst of all this economic slowdown because of tariff. And that's quite a serious dilemma that the Federal Reserve have. Meanwhile, on the job market, all districts describe lower labor demand, citing declining work hours and overtime hiring has stopped. Staff reduction plans has also been made. So layoff in some sectors has also started, but the layoffs are not pervasive yet. So the reports are now saying that, hey, job market now is really very weak right now. Okay, I know there is a inflationary pressure, but job market now is very flat. This is exactly what economists say as stagflation. They are really worried about it right now. High inflation with high unemployment. So most regions describe employment as flat and there are widespread comments about uncertainty in hiring delays. So right now, the signs are no longer a prediction. It's real and it's happening right now. So the key takeaway from all this report is this: the economic slowdown is no longer a prediction, but is factual right now. It's not 可不可能，是已经发生。It's happening right now. Okay. The question really right now is the tariff going to cause inflation? Or if the tariff is going to cause so much slowdown that it cause disinflation, that means the inflation rate reduce or even cause prices to fall, which is deflation. Okay, take note, there are three different things. Inflation means high price increase continuously. Disinflation means the increase in price falls to a very small level. So each increase is now very small. Okay, usually way below 2%. Deflation means the price actually falls. So the inflation rate turns negative. So it all depends on the impact of the tariff. Now, unfortunately, we don't know what's the impact of tariff, and that's why I understand Jerome Powell is having a struggle right now. We know for sure there will be a small tariff increase, at least 10% across the board for sure. Sure kana, everybody will have to take it. But big tariff will really depend on Donald Trump's negotiation with all the other countries and how this is panning out. We don't know yet whether this is going to be in favor of Trump or not in favor. if the negotiation failed, Trump's throw 130%, 50%, then that's the end. But however, if Trump's negotiation turn out in a way that the tariffs are kept at 10% and steady and no more jumps, then maybe we're going to have okay inflation, right? Then the interest rate could go down. So everybody is now waiting, okay, for Donald Trump's tariff impact, including the Federal Reserve. The problem is Donald Trump keeps delaying the impact of the tariff because he keeps saying, oh, I'll postpone. The more he postpones, the more this decision is being delayed. And the more it's being delayed, the more the world suffers, right? So I think some big decisions are coming within this week or so, because Donald Trump cannot wait anymore. He has to make some big decision. So I'm going to do some close monitoring. And if you do not want to miss my live stream, especially those that I make big decisions, hit subscribe and do not miss my live stream. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you, possibly tonight or tomorrow. Bye-bye.